Okay, so last year before Ding Liren won the world championship, I made a prediction that he would choke because he had a history of choking, in my opinion, and a lot of people were not too happy with it. But then I proved to be correct. But I made one incorrect prediction and one correct prediction. The incorrect prediction was that I thought as a result of choking, he would lose the world championship. But then Nepo outchokes him. Might sound like an excuse, but like I can admit I was wrong about the outcome. But I did predict he would choke in some major way, which game 7 was a clear indication of that. So this time I'll predict that he's going to lose no matter who he faces out of the candidates, because again, he won as a fluke. And let's go over the ways that it was a fluke. Karjakin was replaced by Ding because of strictly political reasons, right? Otherwise, Ding wouldn't have even been in the candidates. It would have been Sergey Karjakin. Then, so that's a fluke right there. Then he beats Hikaru, who's a part-time streamer. Again, might sound like a cop-out, but again, at least that's a factor. Like, he's not playing Hikaru at his best, even if that's by his own fault and own volition. And then Nepo's leading the entire championship. He's up one game, then he loses. Then he's up. He's always leading first, right? He's never down and then having to come back and win the next game to even the score, right? And under that circumstance, almost nobody has ever won where they're trailing every single game. But yet he was able to do it because Nepo actually outchoked him, which is unbelievable. So there's a lot of flukes that you would think, okay, Magnus doesn't play, Karjakin gets banned for political reasons, all these different things align perfectly for Ding to win. So the likelihood of him winning this next one is 0%. I'll even say that. No matter who he plays, he's not going to beat them because that's how fluky it was. Again, Karjakin gets banned for political reasons. Hikaru is a part-time streamer, right? Distracted that way, even if that's his own fault and choice. And then Magnus isn't playing for his own reasons. So again, none of this is Ding's fault necessarily, aside from number 4, which is where he choked. And then Nepo outchokes him, which even that isn't his fault. But it's the flukiest thing ever. Not to take away from how great a player he is, but it's that psychological weakness that he has that clearly at the high level, that's part of what makes Magnus so great that goes underappreciated, is the fact that he is so mentally strong, and those things don't, whatever the result is, it's not enough to stop him from winning championships. Because arguably Ding isn't as far off as you might think, right? Ding could be, oh, he's the second best player of all time if you look at his rating throughout most of his career, even though, but something always holds him back, right? He's been over 2,800 for a large part of his career. He was world number 2 for a long time, but he would always underperform in tournaments. He would always choke big games. He would always play below his rating. He would always be in a position where he's not peaking. Like, he'd be over 2,800 and he'd be world number 2, but he wouldn't get as far as other players have gotten, like 2,850, like Kasparov, or 2,844 and stuff. He should be one of those guys who got to not as high as Magnus, but as close as you can get.